like you, my first house was at 12.75%. And, as rates went down, I always thought I was getting a bonus. But young investors are getting used to crypto. They've become crypto natives. And so they're used to a lot of variability. They're used to a lot of speculative run-ups and run-downs. And so I think they'll be the least spooked of all generations.
In a recent interview with Fox Business, Mark Cuban revealed that for investors to succeed in the volatile cryptocurrency markets, they have to keep an eye on the utility of their assets. The 63-year-old billionaire noted that Bitcoin and Ethereum each had their own utilities, being an alternative to gold and smart contracts that allow you to build all kinds of different applications. The serial investor noted that there is a lot of similarity between cryptocurrencies and the dot-com boom. Cuban noted that the key challenge with cryptocurrencies is the problem of separating the signal from the noise. He stated that this problem bears similarities to the early internet stocks that saw investors pour in money into companies despite having only a website to their name. He thinks that nothing has changed from the mid-90s, and the thing he looks out for the most before investing is the utility that a cryptocurrency provides. During the course of the interview with Fox Business, Mark Cuban said that the cryptocurrency markets are becoming more mature, and this maturity brings in traditional investors. He noted that the introduction of ETF, venture capital, institutional investors, and private equity underscores the influx of traditional investors to the space. A big thanks to all our viewers and subscribers. We appreciate you a lot. Please don't forget to smash the like button and consider subscribing if you are yet to do so. Let's listen to Mark Cuban.
Yeah, I mean, markets always overreact and overcorrect to news or anticipated news, particularly after a big run-up, because speculators and investors want to protect their profits, so people run to cash. But the reality is, whether rates go to 3% or 4%, there aren't a lot of other good places to put your money. And so while there may be a lull now, just like we've seen in the past, people will come back to the markets. Look, like you, my first house was at 12.75%. And, as rates went down, I always thought I was getting a bonus. But young investors are getting used to crypto. They've become crypto natives. And so they're used to a lot of variability. They're used to a lot of speculative run-ups and run-downs. And so I think they'll be the least spooked of all generations. I mean, crypto has different types of utility. Bitcoin is like an alternative to gold. It's a store of value. Ethereum has a programming language on top of it called smart contracts that allow you to build all kinds of different applications. You have to look at investing at crypto the same way as you look at investing in anything. Do you think there's a value proposition there that consumers or businesses are going to use? If you think the answer is yes, and you think it provides enough growth, then you invest. If the answer is no, you don't. The challenge in crypto, like the early days of internet stocks, is separating the signal from the noise. Back in the 1995, when all the internet companies were going public with only a website, people got all excited and invested in things just because they were there. And you see some of that with crypto as well. But the reality is, then like now, if you find a crypto token or application that really provides value and utility, that's where you invest. And that's what I look for.
The thinking was, and for a while it panned out, Mark, that Bitcoin and some of these other cryptocurrencies and investments benefited when the regular market was in a tailspin. Now the only primary beneficiary that I could see has been gold. Why is that?
Yeah, and even gold hasn't gone up that much. As markets like crypto mature, then with that maturity comes traditional investors. So you get ETFs, you get institutional investors that are investing in cryptocurrencies and crypto applications as well. You see a lot of VCs and private equity investing as well. So it's becoming more traditional. Everything that we're saying now about cryptocurrencies and applications, we said the exact same thing about the internet stocks back in the 90s.
Miami Mayor Suarez, who's going to be on with me, has talked about maybe reining in the expectations for this Miami coin, a cryptocurrency unique to the city of Miami, saying, I don't know whether it's going to work or not. The fact that it has had a bumpy launch and efforts by other mayors to maybe expand its use, does that give you pause? Are you worried?
No, it's like any business, any application, any environment. There's, in the early days, there's just a lot of craziness that goes on, and you have to look to see where the real utility is. And crypto is absolutely no different. If you look at this like you'd look at buying any application, using any app, if it works for you, you do it, and if it doesn't, you don't.
Mark Cuban is mostly investing in cryptocurrency nowadays. The investments I am making now are not in traditional businesses. Cuban said on a recent episode of the Problem with Jon Stewart podcast. In fact, 80% of the investments that I make that are not on Shark Tank are in or around cryptocurrencies. One type of organization in particular has captured Cuban's attention, which is decentralized autonomous organizations. That is really where I look to invest, he said. In theory, a decentralized autonomous organization is a blockchain-based collective that isn't governed by one person or entity. Any changes to the decentralized autonomous organization's rules or governance must be voted on by its members. To gain these voting rights as well as other powers within the organization, investors typically hold the decentralized autonomous organization's governance tokens. All these new businesses are being formulated now that takes this new approach, Cuban said. He added that there will be game-changing businesses that come from these types of organizations. In particular, he predicts that industries like banking and insurance are going to change, thanks to these new technologies. Cuban is also bullish on smart contracts, which are collections of code that carry out a set of instructions on the blockchain and power decentralized applications. Smart contracts are instrumental in forming decentralized autonomous organizations, as well as empowering other crypto projects, such as decentralized finance or DeFi, applications and non-fungible tokens or NFT. But decentralized autonomous organizations and their governance tokens can be risky bets for investors. Financial experts warn to only invest what you can afford to lose, since they deem cryptocurrency to be a volatile and speculative investment. Nonetheless, this positive outlook isn't particularly surprising from Cuban, who has consistently been outspoken about his belief in smart contracts. Cuban is an avid investor in the crypto space with a cryptocurrency portfolio of various digital coins, NFT, and investments in many blockchain companies. But even Cuban is realistic about the burgeoning industry. He called the cryptocurrency space casino-like because it's still so new. It's like the early days of the internet, he told Stewart. The exact same thing is happening now. It's 1995 for cryptocurrencies. It's not to say there aren't a lot of problems, Cuban continued. Cryptocurrency is hard to understand and it's a hassle. But 10 years from now, there's going to be those that succeed that will create their own economy. As noted by Mark Cuban, we are still in the early days of the cryptocurrency era, and those that get in now will definitely hit big sooner or later. Thanks again for all your support by watching and liking our videos. Please stay savvy till our next video.